What if I told you there are thousands of dollars waiting for you to claim, and it's money you never have to pay back? Yet, most students never figure out how to get it. Are you making the same mistake? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know how to get college grants easily and avoid leaving free money on the table. Number 1. Understand what a college grant really is. Before you dive into the process, you need to know what you're chasing. A college grant is free money from the government, your school, or private organizations that you do not have to repay. Unlike a loan, think of it as a gift to help you afford your education. For example, the federal Pell Grant is one of the most common in the USA. In 2025, it can give you up to about $7,500 a year, depending on your financial need. Why does this matter? Because grants are usually need-based, meaning your family's income plays a big role. So even if your grades aren't perfect, you can still qualify. Number 2. Start with the FAFSA, the golden key. Here's where most beginners get stuck. They don't even fill out the FAFSA. FAFSA stands for Free Application for Federal Student Aid. This is the very first thing you need to do. Why? Because the FAFSA determines your eligibility for almost all federal and many state grants. No FAFSA, no grants. It's free, online, and surprisingly quick if you're prepared. Start at fafsa.gov as soon as it opens, usually October 1st every year. And here's the secret. Filing early can actually increase your chances of getting more grant money because some programs have limited funds. For example, Mia from Ohio applied the first week FAFSA opened. She qualified for a Pell Grant and a state grant, which together covered more than half of her tuition. Her friend who waited until March, he got less. Don't be like her friend. File early. Number 3. Know which federal grants you can get. So what kinds of grants are out there? Big one, as I mentioned, is the Pell Grant. But there are more. There's also the Federal Supplemental Educational Opportunity Grant, FSEOG for short, which is for students with exceptional need. This grant can give you anywhere from $100 to $4,000 a year. Some schools even throw in their own money to supplement this. But it's first come, first served, and the money runs out fast. Here's a fun example. Jamal qualified for an FSEOG because his expected family contribution was almost zero, but he only got it because he submitted his FAFSA on October 2nd. His cousin, who submitted later, didn't get it. Timing matters. Number 4. Look beyond federal. State and school grants exist too. Did you know every state has its own grants? Yep. Most states offer need-based aid, and some even have grants just for students in certain fields, like teaching or nursing, for example. In California, there's the Cal Grant, which gives thousands of dollars to residents who qualify. Even your college might have its own institutional grants. Colleges like Harvard and Stanford are famous for giving need-based aid to students from low-income families. An easy way to check. After you apply to a school, look on their financial aid website and see what grants they offer. Many schools will automatically consider you after you file the FAFSA and their own application, but some may ask you to fill out additional forms. Don't leave that box unchecked. It could mean thousands of dollars. Number 5. Use your unique story to unlock niche grants. Here's where it gets fun. Did you know there are grants based on things like your background, hobbies, and even quirks? For example, there are grants for first-generation college students, foster youth, minorities, veterans, single parents, and more. And sometimes, even for things like left-handed students or students who grew up on farms. Take Lisa, whose dad was a firefighter. She applied for a firefighter family grant offered by a national organization and got $2,500. So make a list of what makes you unique and search for grants tied to those traits. Websites like FastWeb and College Board's Big Future have searchable databases for these niche grants. Number 6. Watch out for deadlines and details. Here's the number 1 reason students miss out. They simply miss the deadline. Grants have firm cutoffs. Some are tied to FAFSA, but others have their own deadlines, and they can be as early as November or December of your senior year in high school. Write down all your deadlines in one place, on your calendar, in your phone, or even on a sticky note on your fridge, and read the instructions carefully. Some grants require essays, transcripts, or even proof of volunteer work. An example, Anthony almost missed his state grant because he forgot to submit his high school transcript. He caught it just in time, but not everyone does. Details matter. Number 7. Reapply every year. Don't stop after freshman year. Many beginners think grants are a one-time deal. Nope. You can qualify for grants every single year you're in college, but you have to file your FAFSA each year and sometimes reapply separately for certain programs. For example, if your family income goes down in your sophomore year because a parent loses a job, you could qualify for more grant money than you did your first year. That's what happened to Carlos. In his second year, his dad's business slowed down. Carlos updated his FAFSA and ended up getting an extra $2,000 in grants. So don't leave money on the table. Number 8. Special situations can boost your grant eligibility. If something big happens in your family, like divorce, death of a parent, or losing a job, you can ask your school for what's called a professional judgment. This lets them adjust your FAFSA information to reflect your real situation, not just what last year's taxes show. Sarah's mom passed away during her first semester. Her family's income dropped drastically. The financial aid office adjusted her FAFSA, and she got an extra $4,000 in grants for the year. So if life throws you a curveball, talk to your financial aid office. Number 9. Avoid scams and mistakes. Let's make sure you don't get tricked. You should never pay money just to apply for a grant. Legitimate grants don't charge you an application fee. If someone says, "Pay us and we'll find you guaranteed grants," run the other way. Also, be honest on your FAFSA. Lying about your income can get you into big trouble, including fines or losing your financial aid altogether. Double check everything. Even small mistakes, like entering your social security number wrong, can delay your aid. Number 10. Combine grants with scholarships for maximum aid. Here's a smart tip most students miss. Grants and scholarships can stack. That means you can accept both at the same time, and neither has to be repaid. Grants are usually need-based, while scholarships are often merit-based or tied to your skills and achievements. For example, Jenna received a Pell Grant because of her family's income and also won a local scholarship for her volunteer work. Together, they covered nearly her full tuition. So don't stop at just grants. Look for scholarships too. Number 11. Check for mid-year and emergency grants. Did you know some schools offer grants even after the year has started? Many colleges keep a small fund for students who face unexpected hardships. If your family suddenly struggles financially, or you have an emergency like medical bills, you might qualify for an emergency grant. For example, during the pandemic, many students received emergency federal grants mid-year to help with living costs. Always ask your financial aid office if these funds are available. They're not always widely advertised. Number 12. Keep your grades and enrollment status in check. Getting a grant is just the beginning. You also need to keep it. Most grants require you to maintain satisfactory academic progress, which means staying enrolled at least half-time and keeping your grades above a certain level. Failing too many classes or dropping below half-time could cause your grant to be reduced or taken back. One example is Ethan, who dropped to part-time his second semester and saw his grant amount slashed in half. So plan your schedule and workload carefully to stay eligible. Number 13. Ask about work-study as an add-on. While not technically a grant, work-study is another way to lower your college costs. It's a federal program that lets you work a part-time job, usually on campus, and earn money that doesn't count against your future financial aid eligibility. For example, Maya worked 10 hours a week at her campus library through work-study, earning enough to cover her books and transportation while still keeping her grant money. Ask your financial aid office if you qualify when you apply for FAFSA. Number 14. Use free online tools to stay organized. Managing grant deadlines, forms, and requirements can feel overwhelming, but there are tools to help. Websites like Scholarship Owl and Big Future let you create profiles and track grants and scholarships that fit your situation. You can even set up reminders for deadlines so nothing slips through the cracks. Tom, for example, used a free app that alerted him to a state grant deadline he would have otherwise missed. Little tools like these can make a big difference. Number 15. Talk to a real person. Don't be shy. Finally, don't forget that your college's financial aid office is there to help you. So many students feel intimidated or embarrassed to ask questions, but the staff have seen every situation before, and they often know about grants you didn't even realize exist. Olivia sat down with a financial aid counselor and found out about a campus grant just for commuters, which paid her gas money. Sometimes, a 5-minute conversation can save you thousands of dollars. So, after hearing all these steps and examples, what's the first grant you're going to hunt for? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious to hear what unique opportunities you're excited to discover.